Yes, Secunda, there's always a lot of chat and excitement about the big maximums that we see in cricket shortest format, but there's always something special about the classically beautiful cover drive, and someone who was rather partial to a cover drive in his time, Mark Butcher.
Well, it was a long time ago, and I'm not sure I can remember actually doing it, but I can remember watching it. I mean, it was a thing of beauty. Babar Azam's first scoring stroke of the PSL number 8. There is something very, very classical, very wonderful about the way that he does it. It's very much led with the head. Head goes out to the ball first, then the backlift. The backlift is the last thing to come down. The bat stays up in the air, then comes through beautifully through the line of the ball, and he almost sort of turns his back on the ball slightly. The classical way of playing that cover drive is to kind of lead with the head, get the foot out there, turn the back slightly, and then let the bat come flying through, gliding through, almost exactly in the way that you did it there. Oh, that's gone over mid-wicket though, Eric.
Exactly where I intended it.
Well, indeed. And the great thing about it is that somebody like Babar will play it very much the old-fashioned way, where the bottom hand is very much just a guide on the bat, and it's very much a top-handed led stroke. The sort of modern way of hitting it nowadays is to hit it a lot more with the bottom hand and guide it that way. But Babar does it in very classical style, which shows that there is more than one way to skin a cat. I mean, clearly, if you're learning how to play the stroke, I mean, the ideal thing to do really is you get somebody to roll the ball, maybe bounce the ball 4 or 5 times towards you with a tennis ball, and just get into the habit of leading with your head. Get the head over the ball first, the foot then will naturally follow. Keep the hands and the bat out of the way, and then lean into the stroke and allow the bat to flow all the way through with the follow through up above the head, and that's the way to do it. I mean, somebody like Babar, of course, with that classical style, it means perhaps, and this is a little bit of snark towards the leading run scorer in the competition, is that perhaps with that classical style, he doesn't have the strike rate that some of the other players have. And also, it'll be interesting to see whether he gets much chance to play the cover drive if Isanullah gets the bowl at him, because he's not going to be pitching too many in his half, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, different kind of wickets we have seen so far in Multan compared to Karachi as well. A little bit too pace sometimes, maybe not as much time, but you know, the cover drive, it can be an attacking shot too, can't it? Because that beautiful shot went for 4, didn't it?
Well, absolutely, and also if you think about it, if you're opening the batting, if you're up there at the top of the order, the best time to bat in T20 game, that the field is up inside the circle, and so therefore you all really have to do is to lean on the ball, use the pace that the bowler gives you, lean on it, find the gaps, and you will find the boundary. The difficulty comes with that classical stroke play when the field goes back, and when bowlers are mixing up their pace a bit more, you don't have the option just to use the pace and time it gloriously through the field. But one thing is for sure, for people who love watching the game of cricket, and for people who have a classical outlook on the game of cricket, Babar Azam's cover drive is the best in the business.
And it's not all about hitting maximums too, is it? We've often seen times where teams have had an attacking mindset, perhaps like it was Islamabad United. You lose a lot of quick wickets in the power play and you need to rebuild. So that sort of, I suppose, mindset towards attacking your batting innings like a Babar Azam can come in very handy.
Well, indeed. I mean, and he is so very consistent. I mean, and that is partly because of his wonderful technical ability. And that is part of the reason why he's a wonderful man to have at the other end if you're somebody like Tom Kohler Cadmore, who wants to come out there and put bat to ball. To have that sort of yin and yang, the fire and water, if you like, out there in the middle means that one end you know that you've got everything locked down and things are ticking along nicely, and at the other end you can be mega explosive.
Oh, that's amazing insight. Well, kids, if you're watching that, take note of what Butch just said as well so you can practice your classical cover drive at home.